What's wrong, Blake? What's wrong?
I miss him, man.
Who do you miss?
Karl, man, I miss him so much.
I mean, we miss him too, but he's at basic training.
I want him to come home, man.
Well,
I want him to come home, man.
Hey, buddy.
He's back.
This is the best day ever. This is the best day ever.
Hey, my man.
Karl, I think we're gonna need you to do it.
Do what?
You know what I fucking mean.
Fine.
Come on. Yes. That feels very I don't know, satisfying.
I mean, it's
Are you gonna look at yourself in the camera this whole time?
possibly
Oh,
that's what I normally do in this
Like-
show.
Yeah.
the Karl look.
Well, I like how you say what you normally do on the show when you've been on one video podcast. I used to do that a lot when I was like back when we were over there by the screen window. I would always sit and where I could see my reflection in the glass. And whenever someone would say some stupid shit, I'd look at my reflection like I was Jim from The Office. I'd be like,
Dead ass though, yeah.
I'd do that shit all the time, which is crazy. Yeah, it's weird how you haven't been here since episode 21 of the podcast.
21.
You haven't been
What
in
are
the
you on
you
right
haven't been
now?
in the basement. This is episode 126.
Oh, you
'Cause
mean
we had
here?
the,
I
we
was
had
like,
the COVID
yeah.
episodes.
I like, yeah.
Oh no, Blake was on
Yeah.
multiple. He was in like every single COVID wave. He was Blake Zach made an appearance.
We had the disastrous one where I read Karl's book.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot the last time he was in person here. It was the February edition.
Yeah, it was a February edition
It
podcast.
was.
But then, so we had the one where you read the book, and then we had the one
Oh, with Avery Stoffel on Zoom?
that was with Ryan Lester, I believe.
Ryan Lester.
And then we had the one where it was
Same thing. What?
you guys like left early, but it was like right at the beginning of 2021, I think, or at the end of 2020, I think. And
Shit, I forget. This is.
that's the one where you asked me. You said you watched all of The Mandalorian and asked me if The Mandalorian was Boba Fett after watching the entire show.
I'm sorry.
Which is funny because you had only seen season 1, but then in season 2, episode 1, Boba Fett is in the show.
Yeah, I watched
Which I had already seen, so I was trying not to spoil it for you.
Yeah.
Spoilers for that show, which came out 3 years ago.
Isn't it crazy how like you've been doing the podcast? Like the first episode was in 2019. It's
Yeah.
2022.
When I was 16, when the podcast started.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we're all old now.
We are.
Yeah. Next year, maybe in the next year's Be Quiet Podcast Award, we'll all drink.
I think. Am I gonna win? Be Quiet podcast moment of the what? What did I, biggest L of the year?
You won biggest L of 2021, but you haven't won. I don't know if you're nominated for any awards right now.
Have you seen this hair?
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's a good point. You might be nominated for biggest L of 2022.
I love. All right.
I don't think you'll win.
I
But
shouldn't brag about what got me biggest L. That's no.
you say you shouldn't brag. You fucking printed out an award and taped it on your wall when you won biggest L for the incident.
I should point out right now, while I have the opportunity, that all thoughts and opinions expressed by me on this podcast do not reflect the thoughts and opinions of the United States Air Force, the United States military in any branch, or the United States government in general.
Oh,
So I just wanted to point that out. So
Using his
we're-
car
we're
on the way
clear.
over here, like I should express that all the views by me.
Nah,
Well, when you say that, you're about to say some fucked up shit.
no, I just want to cover my bases. Like I'm not in uniform. I just.
Unfortunately, that whole soldier surprise thing would have been so much funnier if you were wearing the uniform, but I understand why you're not.
Yeah.
Well, you said you weren't going to during the episode.
No, there was people that were because we left our training squadron this morning, and there was like 16 of us getting on the bus to the airport, and like 3 people were wearing their OCPs, even though they were specifically their camo uniform. When they were specifically told that it's tacky to wear your camo uniform.
What does OCP stand for in regards to the military?
Operational camouflage pattern.
Okay.
So the Army and the Air Force wear the same OCPs, but the Army has black name tapes and
Yeah.
the Air Force has spice brown.
It's
So
funny how
Spice-
you say Spice
Spice
Brown.
Brown.
no, that's the
Good that he clarifies.
that is the specific color. I swear to God.
Is that like the color of this room, Spice Brown?
No, it's more like the color of those mahogany doors over there.
So Spice Brown is comparable to a good mahogany, is what
So
you're saying.
Nah, bro, don't bring me back to Sherwin Williams. We don't talk about that.
That's
oh,
right. Do you miss the Sherwin Williams family?
I miss the amount of money I was making there an hour.
Making probably more than
Where I do
our
in the,
first jobs combined.
I make more
Well,
than
probably.
I make more there than I do in the Air Force by the hour, but the Air Force was salaried well up until now, up until today. So
Wait, how much did you get? So why can't you just go back to Sherwin-Williams?
so keep in mind, so I was well, I can, but during like I'm a full-time college student now, so like during holiday breaks I'll go back to Sherwin-Williams, but like
Oh, so you're just lazy.
well, I have class, bro. I'm a full-time
Dude,
college
work
student.
2 days a week.
I am a full-time college student. Am I gonna run all the way down to
it's like 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot.
oh,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, I gotta bleep that out. But you basically
yeah.
got to run all the way down to
I gotta do
a city far away.
yeah, so
Yeah, imagine if I did that where I work,
oh yeah,
because I work in the same city that you're.
I've been wondering about that because I mean I know that you and Jack Dunn work at the same place. Did you guys get you guys get jobs there? Because I mean I know
I got a job there because Jack Dunn wanted me to.
that's what I presume.
But he only got that.
and they do pay really well there.
Yeah, he got hired and then immediately told me to get the job. So he hadn't. By the time I had signed up to work there, he hadn't worked a
Are
shift
y'all's
yet.
manager school there?
Yes,
Like how micromanaged is it? You know what I mean?
not really that much. But
Um,
yeah. Anyways, what I was gonna say is that we I feel like I've been interrupted so many. Not I've been interrupted, but I feel like
as far as the pay thing, like so
wow.
from May 3rd to today, which is August 17th. So normally I'm in
The camera's up there, dude.
normally I'm in the Air National. I'm a member of the Air National Guard, meaning I get paid a certain amount of money every month to go to a 1 weekend a month drill. But during the training I was at basic training and then tech school, I got treated as if I was active duty. So basically, we got paid a salary of X amount of dollars every single month, and if you do it by the hour,
Mhm.
like an 8 hour workday, it's $9 an hour. But
Huh.
but that's if you're being paid 30 days a month. So what job do you work 30 days a month? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's where it evens out. So, bro, if I was making what I make at Sherwin,
But are you getting paid like not just 8 hour days? You're saying?
yeah, well, the thing that sucks is that the duty day, I think it's across the military.
Nice.
What I said, duty.
Nice.
The duty day.
Spice Brown.
Spice Brown,
The,
duty
du-
day.
the duty day in the military, I think across the board is from 8:30 in the morning to 4:30 in the afternoon.
Is that when you grab the toothbrush and clean the floors and like, I'm sorry, Mr. Drill Sergeant, I didn't mean to spill my juice at dinner.
It's like the episode of Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah.
Not exactly, but yeah. So, but the thing that pissed me off was that although the duty day starts at 8:30, oh my, or no, it's 7:30. Well, there's like a lunch break in between. Like we would have to wake up so early for it's not like the normal operational Air Force at all. Like in basic training, you're waking up at 5:45 every single day. No later than. Some days you wake up at 4, some days you wake up at 5, but no later than 5:45. That's when Reveille plays the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that. Will you do that again?
No. Imagine we get copyright striked by fucking Reveille. But so yeah, that goes off in the dormitory at BMT every morning. At,
Dormitory?
no, like at BMT. So there's no bathrooms at BMT. You
What
have
does BMT stand for?
basic military training. So when I said BMT, that's like basic training.
Is that
Okay,
do you sleep in like do you sleep in like big rooms like
Yes.
lots of people in
Yes,
there?
so
Like
it's
bunk
a-
beds on bunk beds on bunk beds?
It's not bunk beds. I think they used to do bunk beds because the beds are singles, but they are bunkable if that makes sense.
Is it like cots?
Yeah. Well, no, they're not cots. They're just
they are
they're
just beds?
They're just normal twin mattresses. I mean, they're
Okay.
shitty. They're shitty twin mattresses.
Right,
they're just
right.
they're
Are you like right next to someone?
you got about 2 to 3 feet of space on each side.
Oh.
When you're in basic training. So the room itself, there's 50 of you. Now, it's separated into 2 bays, so there's like a wall in between, so there's like 25 people on each side, but you're still in this big same room. And then there's there's no bathrooms at BMT. So if you have to use the bathroom, you say, can I use the latrine? Can I utilize the latrine? That's what you have to say. There's no bathrooms, it's latrine. And you have to do this thing called a reporting statement whenever you speak to anybody who's your boss at BMT, like a MTI, a military training instructor, like a drill instructor. That's what we call them in the Air Force, is MTIs. And then
Are they really mean? Like as mean as everyone thinks?
Yes and no. So when it comes to MTIs, I was genuinely scared for about a minute. Like I was genuinely, oh my God, I'm going to die. Like when they woke us up the first morning we were there, like, and they were yelling that was terrifying. But then you realize, like, at the end of the day, basic training is safe. And although you don't have access to your phone or good food, like it is fun. Like you gotta find ways to enjoy the day. Like at the end of each day, at dinner they give you a chocolate protein bar, and when you have nothing else in the world except that, it literally is the most tasty treat you've ever tasted in your entire life.
Simple pleasures.
The MTIs, they're not mean, they're firm. Like they just want you to do it like correctly. Like they are as mean from day 1 as they are to day 52, but by the time you hit
Did you walk up to me like, Drill Sergeant, you are the firmest man I've ever met in my life?
No, so you got to do a reporting statement whenever you talk to any of the permanent party that anybody that's above you. So you would say Sergeant.
In that tone, what tone of voice?
Sergeant, Airman, Warner. Oh, sorry, you would say in basic training you'd say trainee. So in your case it would be Sergeant, Trainee Zach reports as ordered, and then you would say whatever you wanted to say. Sergeant, Airman, Warner. Sorry, I've been so used to saying that after I graduated.
Oh my God.
Sergeant, Trainee Warner reports as ordered, and then I would say whatever my question, or the thing that pissed us off was, so there's two types of sergeants. There's or that are MTIs. There's staff sergeants, and then there's technical sergeants. And you don't want to screw anybody's rank up, because so technical sergeants is one rank above staff sergeants. And I'm not trying to go like just like word dumping on all you guys, but like the last thing you want to do is accidentally call a tech sergeant a staff sergeant, or vice versa, because then they'll just get in your face and they'll be like, oh, thanks for the free promotion, I guess, or thanks for the demotion. Like the MTIs have the best job in the world, because they just get to say the funniest, and you can't laugh. You can't like they'll tell you get to laugh after you graduate. It's the best.
I couldn't imagine Karl not laughing at that in real time. I could imagine you going.
So we had a
based on the moment in study hall when Burrow said that one thing and then you laughed after he said it. I probably shouldn't say what it is.
No.
No.
So
can I have a second to talk here?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I was gonna say a long time ago, but I haven't been able to speak since. OCP is what me and my friends call oatmeal cream pies. So that was, I think, 10 minutes ago we were talking about that, and then I haven't gotten a chance to talk then.
Sheesh.
But that's okay. That's okay. Who really cares what I think? Because
when you're talking about like laughing during BMT and like picking your moments to shine, the biggest thing I can point out, week 3, there was this.
I like how you still. I was about to go on a spiel about how I haven't been able to talk to Karl.
I just want
goes back to what he's going to say.
I want to finish.
No. Okay, no, you can go back to what you're going to say.
So there was a trainee who was rather thick, who lived in my dormitory.
Whoa!
His name was Trainee, and he did not end up graduating.
Do you want to bleep that out in the?
No, because he didn't. Oh yeah. Let's call him Trainee Gator. Please.
You talking like my stature of thickness?
Please bleep
out his actual name.
His actual name.
Are you talking my stature?
No, because you're actually like
tall.
Not out of shape.
Thanks, Karl. That was kind.
You're a bigger gentleman. But
I just wanted to hear him explain this to me.
You just wanted to get compliments.
I'm like fishing. Yeah. You know those? You know when like.
Was he like me, Karl?
All right, so basically Trainee Gator, so we were the Bulldogs, the Hoo-Yah Bulldogs, hoo-hoo, and basically
what does that mean?
Why is Bulldogs the most common mascot of anything ever?
I think like Bulldogs, Eagles, you know what I mean?
Bulldogs, I feel like literally like everything is go Bulldogs.
So we so basically, sorry, you're gonna have to bleep that. Trainee Gator was unable to pass his PT test, and he got recycled. And that's the last thing you want to happen to you at BMT.
Wait, Karl, are you PT?
So at BMT,
why aren't you answering my question?
if you
Because
get
you're not.
if you get recycled, that means you get moved to a different squadron. You get sent back in time 2 weeks, and you got to redo 2 weeks of BMT.
And you have to.
You got to do everything over again.
Oh
You
no!
got to move away from everybody who you've been living with for the last 3 weeks, and you got to move to a completely different building.
So you basically get held back.
Yeah, it's the
Do
fear.
you have to not sell your? Do you have to send a letter to your parents?
Yeah, you got to be like, hey, like you got to change.
Did he eventually pass? Or?
No. So basically, you can get recycled back 2 weeks, but then if you fail those tests a second time after you've been recycled, then you get what do they call it? ELS. So
What is up with these fucking acronyms?
everything in the military is acronyms.
Okay, what does ELS stand for?
It stands for
Electronic lady slippers.
You get entry level separation.
Okay.
So it means the military is basically just gonna be like, all right, you go home. We're just gonna erase you from our.
So he got ELS.
Yeah. So you don't get dishonorably discharged, but the military just erases you from its memory.
I feel like that would be so disappointing.
No, literally.
You tell your family like. Mm-hmm. Grandma, listen. Nana, listen. I'm gonna be an American soldier.
I'm gonna fight for our country.
I'm gonna fight for our country. And he's probably a really kind dude. Probably really intelligent.
He was funny. He made us all laugh.
No.
Like, and the thing is, like, you spend 7 weeks of your life in basic training, and then you don't cross. It sucks.
Does he get the money still?
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
so it's like just a really good summer job, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing about Trainee Gator was that he was in the Army before, and Army basic training is way harder.
So how did he not pass this one?
Well, because he was out of shape for the Army too.
He didn't pass the Army.
He didn't pass Army.
Oh, I thought you said he did pass.
No. He got injured during Army basic training.
Oh.
So he didn't graduate. The Army discharged him, and then he tried Air Force, and he was so out of shape. He literally rolled up to BMT like. So basically, the morning you leave for BMT, you have to go to military entrance. You have to go to MEPS again. You have to go to the place where they say, okay, you're good to go. And whoever was sitting at MEPS who passed this guy that morning deserves to have a talking to, because anyway. So trainee Gator, I call him Gator because he got recycled into the Gator squadron from the Bulldog squadron.
Okay.
So trainee Gator, I said he was a rather thick human being, and
what does the PT test look like?
It's for males of our age, we have to do 33 push-ups. In a minute, 42 sit-ups, and you have to run a mile and a half in under 12 minutes and 30 seconds. A mile and a half.
So what does that look like pacing wise for a mile?
I'm not sure, but you can do the math. But like, so if you do 30 divided by 6, but so basically.
Wait, how many sit-ups do you have to do in a minute?
42. But
is that hard?
After the training you do, right?
No, and
the
sit-ups you have to hold your chest the whole time, but you only have to touch your elbows to your thighs, not even the top of your,
really?
your knees.
Okay.
Yeah, you can.
I just suck at push-ups.
No, people were doing like 70 of them, 90 of them. Like the guys are going super hard, but just so basically, Trainee Gator, we were just chilling like week 3. We're just like sitting at night, just getting ready to go to bed next day, And MTI walks in. So he was super chill. Like he wasn't in there to yell at us. He was just in there to talk to our dorm chief. The dorm chief is like the student. He's like the trainee who's in charge of like the dorm.
Were you the dorm chief?
No. I was a substitute. Like so there's element leaders. So there's a dorm chief who's in charge of everybody in the dormitory, and then there's 4 element leaders who are like the next line of command underneath the dorm chief. I was if there was an element leader that wasn't there, I would substitute for him or her. But basically, doing his whatever, and there was this other dude named Trainee. Let's just call him Trainee Australia, or Trainee Laserbeam. So
Australia or Laserbeam.
Laserbeam.
Okay.
So Trainee Laserbeam. He's in the latrine, right? And he doesn't know that Sergeant Sergeant
Musalk.
He doesn't know that Sergeant Musalk is talking to us in the because it's kind of quiet, like we're just chilling, and he comes out of the latrine and he just goes trainee Laserbeam into the whole dormitory. He just goes, where is Trainee Gator's dump truck ass? Everybody, the whole dormitory just goes silent, and like
it's like a 5-second S on that. Silent.
And Sergeant Musalk just goes, "What did you just say, young man?" And he makes him give him a 341. So 341.
love the abbreviations.
341s. There's no abbreviation for it. It's just a form.
I guess that's not an abbreviation.
So
you know what I mean?
So 341 is a small piece of paper. You got to carry a bunch of them around with you with your name on them. And if you screw up, then a sergeant can give me 341. It's like your it's just like you screwed up. Like I'm taking that from you.
So
you
what?
know?
What?
It's like in the office when
there's
Dwight
no
gives Jim a
consequences.
fucking like what was it? What
He
was
takes
the
away
first?
The write-up.
The write-up.
Yeah. It's basically the first week there's actual consequences, like you got to sign it.
5, 3, 4 ones, and then you get a written warning.
But after like week 2, there's no consequences. And also I didn't get a 341 pulled the whole time during BMT.
Did you ever get a full disagulation? Okay, I'll stop.
Here's the thing. So 341s mean nothing, but there's this thing called comments. So if you the MTI, they all log into their computers all day, and if you really screw up, then they'll fill out an actual form on their computers, and you'll have to sign a comment acknowledging that you screwed up. And if that happens, then you're screwed, because if you get like 2 comments, then that's an automatic like recycle recommendation. Doesn't mean you'll get automatically recycled, but it means like you're being considered for it. But yeah, there's really the only way people got recycled was for PT.
Is this just going to turn into a Q&A about Karl's?
So let me ask you this, Karl. Are you PT?
What's PT?
No, answer the question. Are you PT? Yes or no?
I would go with no, probably.
Rups? What? Are you PT?
No, not are you. ARE, are you?
I don't.
PT.
What is your definition of PT?
I don't know. It depends on. I'm just asking you. You don't know what it means?
No.
Are you PT?
No, I don't know what it means.
Are you PT?
Does anybody know what he's talking about?
Yeah.
You are PT? You are a pregnant teacher? Are you PT, Karl?
I guess not.
You're not potty trained?
Give it a gym look from The Office. That was not a gym look. That was like a Heath Ledger Joker look.
I'm going to title this part of the podcast, this chapter, Karl reveals he isn't potty trained, parentheses real.
You better fucking...
You're in a chapter in the last...
Shit, okay.
I'm going to tell you what it's called, and you're going to have to guess what the story is, okay? The story is, the title of the chapter is, Karl tries to sell literal garbage. What do you think I'm talking about? I'm not going to tell you if you don't know what it is. You're going to have to listen to and find your yourself.
No, I don't know what it is, unfortunately.
All right, you're going to have to listen to that podcast that comes out today.
I guess I'll have to listen, and you'll have to listen.
You have to go back and listen 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you have to go back and listen 2 weeks ago.
Did you have any basic training romances?
No, he doesn't.
Nope, not a single one.
Why are you laughing when you say that?
Well, first of all, so there's a big so basic training is integrated now, which means that you have 2 flights.
The words and views expressed are not
the words and views
reflected
expressed
by Blake Sack Music LLC.
So here's the thing:
the words and views expressed by Karl Warner are not represented by the Be Quiet Podcast LLC and Loudmouth Incorporated.
So a very recent change to Air Force basic training was that now you are graduating with an integrated flight, meaning that at night. So
what does integrated flight mean?
So I should say
together?
So flight is your group of people that you do your stuff with. So
why can't they just call that your group?
Because
why do they have to make everything so? Because hey, I got a 671 in my flight down on the 4424876.
And then what does that actually mean? It just it means that you clog your toilets.
Dude, what is the punishment for clogging your toilet?
Oh my God! The very first night
you get a 691.
No, that's what people.
And that's not a big deal. But if you get a 1097,
No, people are making jokes like, "Oh, that's a 682." Like whenever somebody really fucked up, that's 2 341. Anyway, but somebody on the very first night of basic, I swear to God, somebody must have had Taco Bell for their last meal because the very first night, I want you to imagine, viewer, and if you are eating, I would recommend stopping or at least for about a minute. I swear to God, imagine the worst toilet you've ever seen. Aftermath, just times 10. Somebody blew up.
Was there spray on the top?
Did it go?
Yeah, it was
gross. Did it go on the ground?
No,
overflow.
It was a mountain.
Was there a lot of groaning from inside the
we had to literally tape the shit off and get like civil engineering to come in to
what?
That stall was closed for like a week until they could fix it.
My man just had a tummy ache.
Our FDI, like on the very first night of basic, was like, you guys need to start taking care of each other because.
Did you already say what FDI means?
MTI.
Oh,
Yeah, so-
MTI.
yeah.
Okay.
So
That's
that's a drill instructor. Yeah.
okay.
So
FDI would be Franklin Delano Institute.
but yeah, what were we just fucking? Oh yeah, so integrated.
Did you ever finish the story with Agent Gator
Yeah, we did.
or
Yeah.
Sergeant Gator? What was his name?
So what's he up to now?
Training
Probably
Gator.
fucking sign up for the Navy. I don't know.
If he
He's gonna be like Thanos collecting all the Infinity Stones.
he's reverse David Goggins. Like David Goggins did all the trainings and like graduated
Yeah,
top or
just
whatever.
really
He was all... Nah, man, I would be the guy who got there the first night and just blew up all the toilets.
He's just like, all right, done with this one. I'm on the next one.
Trainee Gator reminds me of a comic I used to do in like 5th grade.
Oh my God.
Sorry for interrupting.
No,
you.
you're good.
There was so
It was
many.
this. Oh, so can I finish?
Yeah, go
what I was
ahead.
gonna say?
Carl is like,
I did this
Carl has not listened to anything.
I did this
He's
comic about this guy who every single episode he had a new job because at the end of each episode he fucked it up. Like,
That's a good idea.
He was a police officer, a construction worker,
That's
and every
kinda
episode he'd
sweet.
like do something stupid. He'd like
Has that been done before?
If that hasn't been done
You
before,
need to copyright that
you need
shit
to
right
run
now.
with that, dude.
yeah, it
You
was
need
the
to
adventure.
run to the trademark office.
Yeah, I need to come up with a better name for it because I came up with like the most generic name. It's called like The Adventures of Rick Thompson or something like that.
That's sick, dude. I would
You just
read
need to make
that.
it marketable towards kids.
yeah.
Like you need to make it some sort of like Captain Underpants
That's-
level of humor.
That's back when I was like reading Big Nate, and he would like
Big Nate.
he'd like make comic books, so I'd try to like make my own thing. I was actually, fun fact, I was the comic illustrator for the my elementary school newspaper in the last year of my school.
Shit.
That's pretty sick.
And then after I left, the whole school went to shit, and I didn't do the newspaper anymore.
weren't you at
I-
your high school? Weren't you class president one year?
At our high school?
Yeah.
No, I actually got suspended.
I
because,
believe you ran. Oh, right, I remember that
It's
stuff.
know
all
what
right.
else is
I
funny?
lost. I lost.
On
class
when I went to
president.
join the military a year ago, there's a little section of your health paperwork where you have to write down if you've been suspended or expelled from
So
school.
you have to fill out a 674.
I had to literally tell a doctor at the processing
doctor?
station that, have you ever been suspended? Yeah, so I tore down a poster. And yeah, so anyway.
Isn't it cool that 75% of the people that were affected by that have been on this podcast before?
What's up, Maya?
Just know
Except for Maya, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Well, Maya's the only one who hasn't been on the podcast.
GMAC was on it.
What?
No,
wasn't
here's
G-Mac.
what's up,
it was
what's up?
Erica, Nolan,
What's
and
up,
Adam.
Adam
It was Erica, Nolan,
Wait,
Adam,
Erica
and
was on?
Maya.
Adam, you have a
That was one of the best episodes. The Garbage Can Bandit episode?
Adam,
I
you have
don't
an
remember that
amazing tattoo, by the way, if you're listening. The one that's on your wrist with the
That is sick,
Yeah.
dude.
Adam?
That is
Yeah,
sick.
he's got like 3 triangles
I
right
can't
here.
say that I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, he I saw the wonderful production of Frog and Toad last year.
I didn't
Yeah.
get to see that. I heard it was actually like
It's a school,
fantastic.
it's a show for elementary schoolers. Like,
I heard it was so
no,
good.
it was good.
My parents said it was
I'm
awesome.
I'm thankful that Maddie Franz and Nate Demelo showed up because I would have been the only person above the age of like.
Carl's in there with a ton of kids. He's like,
Let me ask you this, Carl. Did they recreate my favorite Frog and Toad thing where Frog takes off his pants and goes into the lake, and then instead Toad like fucks him over, like he's like so insecure. Or,
What
no,
Frog and Toad
wait,
were
wait,
you
maybe-
like?
like, and then a bunch of people started watching him, and Frog was like, "Go away!" And they're like, "We're not going to go away until you get out of the pool." Or maybe
Yeah.
maybe he
it
was
in there. It was in there.
maybe he was just wearing a silly bathing suit or something.
No. Yeah. It was a silly bathing suit. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Who was Frog and who was Toad?
Nate was Frog, right?
I don't remember because like they're both. Oh, okay. Yeah, but wait.
I can't remember any of the other two
I'm
characters.
trying to
in
remember
Frog
the
and Toad.
song. Oh yeah, it's Toad looks funny in a bathing suit. Something. Yeah.
They actually did do that?
Yeah, they did.
Wait, Toad was in the bathing suit?
Yeah.
Man, I remember the story all wrong. Frog was a major dick then.
Or maybe just
Yeah.
Frog looks funny. Who cares? But like they did do that. They did do that song. But there was it was mainly Adam and Nate, but there was an ensemble of like 5 girls that they like carried the story like behind the 2 like lead actors, and that it was just amazing. Like I would unironically watch it again. It was really good.
That's what I heard.
After you just made fun of it.
Yeah,
I
what
didn't
the
make fun of
hell?
it.
You just
The
said,
hell?
"Oh, it's for little kids."
What the
Well,
hell?
there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh,
The
okay.
hell, Carl?
Just because your target whatever. What was I just talking about?
You're talking about how you got a 697.
Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, I do.
697B.
697B
So-
form.
I just need to call out one dude in front of the entire podcast nation here.
Okay.
Let me. I want to call this dude trainee fireman.
Wait. Can you do more Fortnite YouTuber names instead? Can you do trainee? What is it, a girl or a guy?
It's a guy.
Can you do
It's a really skinny, lengthy.
Yeah, trainee
annoying-
ninja.
Training Ninja.
Trainee Blevins.
Training Blevins, okay? This dude from day one, I mean, okay.
He's going to be watching this and saying, the fuck you say to me, you little shits?
In BMT, now granted, in an all boys, also, I just want to wrap up the loose end from earlier. So, when I mean an integrated, so at night we slept in a dormitory of 50 guys, and then during the day while we were learning, we would mix up with 4 other dorm flights, and we would have girls in our flight that we were like learning with. So my flight that I graduated with is integrated, like, so it's got girls in it. So that's how the Air Force. It was a controversial thing to do, like, so at the end of the day, there's really nothing bad because it's just, well, I mean, it's not like the boys.
Well, I mean, there are girls which are bad, Karl says.
So all right, whatever. So anyway, Trainee Blevins.
Wait, can I clarify something before you say Trainee Blevins?
Yeah.
Earlier, I think when I was talking about how you interrupted me, and I was like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter what I have to say. I didn't actually mean I wasn't trying to be like, oh, why can't I talk on the podcast? What I meant was, I don't have anything interesting to say because you have a more interesting story than me.
And also to clarify, a few podcasts ago, he was talking about how he mailed the letter.
Oh yeah, can we tell that story?
Yeah.
So basically, on episode 116 of the podcast,
Christ,
me, Jack, and Notch wrote a letter to Karl and sent it to him, and I put the stamp on the envelope and everything, and Karl never responded.
You sent it to me 6 weeks into my basic training when he posted it 6 weeks early. What my address was, bro.
I didn't send Karl a letter.
It's what it is, bro.
Well, when you get your phone back, it's like, oh, what's the point?
It is
what happened was I'd always sit down and I'd be like, dearest Karl, and then something would interrupt me.
I used you as one of my phone calls, bro. I got like an hour of phone call time between the time I got there and the time I graduated, and I used you for like 2 minutes, okay?
You used me too.
Awesome.
I did use
you called me when I was playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
One time, or what was I going to say? Blake, he had your Snapchat, and he was like, guys, we're posting inspirational quotes every day. I was actually really excited. I'm like, this is going to be a funny bit.
No, I was so hyped when I was at the airport, and I see
the
you guys.
Duluth one?
Yeah, I saw you guys.
That one was fun. Fun.
And then
you did it twice.
I know.
I opened my phone after I graduated, and I'm just like, wait, where's the rest of them?
we had the one, I can't remember what the one at Duluth was, but then we had like the night is darkest just before the
night is darkest just before the dawn.
I think, in Stillwater. And then we had one where we were like eating in the cafeteria, but there were only like 3.
And then you're just like.
And then I lost your streaks too. He gave me one job, and I failed completely.
It is what it is.
Okay, but do streaks really matter though?
No.
Yeah, it's fine. So yeah.
What kind of things would I have to do if I was going to the military? Like, what things would I have to take care of? Would I have someone guest host the podcast for me?
So here's the thing.
I could never do that.
In the dorm, everybody had a job. So the worst job is latrine crew. Basically, it's your job. You guys understand. It's your job to clean the sink.
Do they inspect it after?
Yes, yeah. There's like.
So after the 976 on day 1, did that job become much less popular?
Yeah. No. So basically, when they were asking for volunteers at the very beginning of basic, because nobody wants to do a latrine crew, they're like, I need 10 volunteers. Bro, that's going to be latrine crew. I'm not going to raise my hand for that. So I got, initially I got bay crew, which means I had to align all the beds and like it's a bad job. Like being a bed aligner sucks. So I really wanted a day room crew because they do nothing except like wipe off the it's so easy. They get to hide away from everything, and then there's I got hallway crew. So every day I cleaned a hydration station with chrome cleaner, and I just wiped it up. And that's what I did every single day at BMT. That was my job in the dormitory. And what's funny is I failed to lock my security drawer, where you keep all your like valuables and shit like that. Yeah. I failed to lock that one day, and if the person on duty who's like doing the safety checks figures out that you forgot to lock your security drawer, they have to give it over to the drill instructor because it's your money, like it needs to be protected in the flight office, because you don't want just some random trainee. So I had to go up to my MTI. And granted, this was like week 4, so he was chill with us at this point, and I had to be like,
they get less and less.
Yeah.
Intense.
Oh my god! Like the first week, they micromanage everything you do.
This one you said they're the same amount of intensity the entire time, or maybe that was the same amount of stiffness or whatever you said.
Same amount of sternness, yeah, the whole time. But like the amount of micromanaging, like week 1, you're getting micromanaged everything you do, like even breath, everything is down to a science because they want to like set the tone. By like week 3, no, you know what to do. Like you know what to do, you know how to do it, so you're a well-oiled machine. But so I had to go get my security drawer back, and I'm like, Technical Sergeant so-and-so, Airman Training Warren reports is ordered. Can I please have my security drawer back, sir? And he's like, he goes and gets it, and he hands it over to me. And before he hands it over to me, he's like, so what's your job? And he wanted me to say, like, well, I told him what my job was, which was a logistics planner for the Air Force. But I swear to God, I was 2 seconds away from saying, sir, I clean the water fountain, sir. Oh my God.
That was a lot of build up for that.
Dude, that was a really disappointing climax to that story.
So I cleaned.
I thought you were gonna say like you left something in the
Oh my
locked
God.
thing.
No,
So
like,
much
because I'd be like reading my letters and stuff when I wasn't supposed to be.
You should name call it. Like, thank everyone who sent you a letter.
Thank you,
Lucas Hansen.
Thank you, Lucas Hansen, Joe Notch, Jack Dunn. Not you. But yeah, my parents sent me a letter like every single day.
Dead ass.
That's
like, awesome.
It was amazing. I need to. I want you to cut the next 15 seconds of the podcast out.
Okay.
No.
Okay, we're back. Karl just told us that he, while in the military, accidentally, quote unquote, stole the missile codes.
Which is a 427, which is actually a pretty big deal.
That's like way worse.
Y'all
than,
just
like,
saying random acronyms.
We're making like the code for stealing the missile codes is like somehow worse than clogging the toilets. It's a code like 1763 or something.
So the funny thing, so you guys know the stereotype of like, oh, these basic trainees screwed up.
So wait, me and your parents are the only people that sent you letters?
No. It was way more people than that. This guy from my college sent me a letter. My relatives. There was
anyone who I know. Anyone?
Shit. Let me think about this.
Not me. I'm sorry, Karl.
No, it's all. I mean, it was mostly my relatives. But yeah, I mean, my parents as well. But like, it was just
your
really,
parents are.
Oh shit, we can't say that.
Miss your science teacher from 6th grade.
Yeah.
She's the nicest person.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so goated.
Like,
I never even had her, but I had her as a field trip. She was on the field trip in 8th grade. She was like the leader of my group. Yeah. She was so cool.
She's so awesome.
A couple other teachers from the middle school as well. I mean, just because of yeah. So
did you get a chance to watch? Because I know you can watch TV after basic.
Yeah.
But in basic, you can't watch it anymore.
No.
Is that wild? Because you watch a lot of TV.
Yeah, I'm addicted to sports. So the thing is, the only news we got was on every single morning we'd get this thing called the daily headlines on an 8x10 piece of paper, and it would be like one CNN article, one Fox article, and at the bottom there'd just be like a little tiny ESPN strip of like 4 games that happened the night before. So that's how I followed the NBA finals and the NHL playoffs and everything, and baseball for a little bit. And I can't go misogynistic mode, can I? All right, we're just gonna.
I would cancel that part out too.
Yeah.
Can we guess what he's gonna say? He's gonna say they clogged up one of the spots with the WNBA, which I don't care about.
No, literally. So there was. All right. We're gonna cut this out. But basically,
what do you mean we're gonna cut this out? Oh, who are you, Sandquist?
Basically, there'd be a couple days where it would just be women's tennis on the ESPN updates.
Okay.
Women's tennis is a big deal.
No, it was just like I do not. How's the fucking NBA finals? I do not give a shit about this. All right, but
I don't think that's that big of a deal.
Anyway.
I don't think. I think that's fair to say that less people care about. But I think it's bad that you said women's tennis.
I'm a huge women's tennis guy. I just want to put that out
Yeah,
there.
I think tennis in
no,
general.
like all of us are
about
just trying to figure out if Boston or Golden State's winning the finals, and it's just like
I didn't watch one NBA finals game.
Name 2 WNBA players.
Brittany Griner. Oh, that opens a can of worms. I hope she gets back safely. Sorry about that.
I don't think I can name one NBA.
Maya Moore. She's not playing anymore. Sue Bird.
name 2 more.
No,
Okay,
he already named 2. He already did your challenge.
Sue Bird. Oh boy. Isn't there like a Lisa Smith
my God.
or
When you
something?
say
Lisa Simpson.
Lisa Simpson.
Lois.
Lois
Here.
Lois Griffin.
The horse is here.
Francine Frensky.
Francine Smith.
Francine Smith.
Haley.
Oh, okay. For some reason, so we had
Oh my god.
So no. This is gonna be really quick. So two sound bites that were
Throw that. That's distracting me.
two sound bites that were constantly echoed throughout the entirety of basic training was the Cleveland around our dormitory was the Cleveland show theme song for no reason. We would just be fucking singing that shit, and the the thing from Batman this year where it's something in the but but instead it's the TikTok meme where it's like something
in my ass.
Yeah. Those two things for some reason the entirety of basic training.
That'd be kind of lit to have like you're doing military basic training with a bunch of fucking Zoomers.
and that's the only that's the most recent trend that you went in there with. So then when you were what?
You go ahead.
Why are you going?
I'll go after you go. I just remembered something really important.
Well, that's the most recent trend. So in that time that you don't know anything from TikTok or anything, like you missed a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
that's what I tried to like wrap you up with in the letter.
To be fair, like my parents sent me like all the sports updates and like I was aware of the news just via snail mail instead of my phone. Like I didn't check my bank account for like 50 days. Like I couldn't go on Instagram for so long. Like it was.
And worst of all, you couldn't listen to the Be Quiet podcast.
I know, right?
You missed.
Well,
not
they
that many
play
episodes,
that
actually.
at the Air Force dinners, right?
They just play the episodes with Karl in them.
So you just walk in and grab your tray. The first thing
yeah, that's actually probably the most accurate.
Can you do that again?
Song of like singing of the theme song that anyone's ever done.
No, I liked Henri's idea. And
you listened to that episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. That was kind of funny. I do have to do something in the beginning.
Every time the intro comes on, I'm literally like drumming and shit.
Really?
Like
you should have. Okay. Henri had
that's gonna. Okay, to be fair, that's gonna go.
Henri had an idea for the podcast, and it was great. Henri had a great idea. Here's what I think it should be: you get Bok Choy, famous band, Bok Choy.
I gotta cut that out, but yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I can say Bok Choy, but I can't say the name of the city.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you get Bok Choy.
Famous band from our town. Yeah.
Famous band from our town. Good guys. You get them
to come in. They were banned from our town for a second.
You get them to come in and to the studio. We got a huge studio down here.
Yeah.
And then you have Karl breakdance in front of them. While they play that, he's like.
I think that's a lovely idea, and I do have to keep crediting Bok Choy to this day for playing a wonderful instrumental to Pontoon.
That was maybe the coolest moment, I swear to God.
When he walked out?
That was maybe one of the most satisfying...
And all the moms were like... I was watching that, I was like, oh my gosh, he did it.
That was one of the most satisfying moments of my entire life. I'm not even you. Watching...
Did you
No, we can't talk about it. Look at this going to his head right now.
Dude, listen, here's the one thing I'll say. One thing I'll say is...
We should clarify what happened, because people might not know.
Yeah, Karl...
Basically, in fifth grade
talent show.
Basically, Karl won the 5th grade talent show because he sang the song Pontoon by, what is it, Florida Georgia Line?
No, it's a Little Big Town.
Little Big Town.
Which is about motorboating women.
Which is about motorboating women and like doing shit on a pontoon when he was in 5th grade. I have the video on my phone. And then Karl won the talent show because his mom was a judge.
That's not true. And then she was not a judge.
And then it became a running joke.
Ellie Gulix.
Also,
it became a running joke for years and years and years. And then in the high school talent show, Karl didn't even get in for 3 years.
Because my auditions were terrible.
Because he tried to audition using a song like he tried to
freshman year wasn't horrible. 11th grade was terribly executed by my counterparts.
Karl, you made it. You
10th grade was just.
Did you ask me to help you with the costume changes in the audition though?
No. He tried to audition using The Greatest Show, which is a song.
That was my 10th grade
ensemble cast.
I will take that. That sucked. My 11th grade sucked.
What did you
audition for in 11th grade?
So 11th grade, me and 3 girls were going to do the Schuyler Sisters from Hamilton, which is a 1 guy and 3 girls song.
Yeah.
And I
get in.
No, we were gonna do it according to my plan, and everything was gonna go great. But they wanted to do it like by the book. They wanted to have like rehearsals and like, guys, we're just doing this for fun. Like, we don't need this to be like.
Maybe if you would have done the rehearsals, you would have got in.
No. Like, and we go to audition, and it's just like they're just like, I'm the only person on the stage that's like, I'm the only person on the stage that's like actually like.
Not practiced and doesn't know what
you're doing. I'm like performing and these girls are just standing there reading their sheet music, just like unconfidently singing. Just like, bro, this isn't about hitting the right notes. This is about like performing.
Did they get in that year?
No, well,
I thought they did get in.
No. One girl from that group had her own solo piece, which was really
was that
good.
the year that I?
Yes. Oh. Yeah, she was sitting on the bar. Yeah.
Okay, wait. Long story short, basically we had this hashtag JusticeForKarl every year.
One more thing.
I wore a T-shirt with the 1 year that he didn't get in.
One more thing. The 5th grade year. This is an uncommonly known story. If that made sense.
Oh no.
Karl actually, I was supposed to be in that talent show that he won.
Yeah.
And Karl poisoned me before the show.
You did?
Right. His name was on the list.
I was sick.
On the door.
I was sick. And Karl walks up. This is one of the greatest Karl moments of all time. He walks up. Looks at the list. Looks at my name's not on it, and he goes, "Perfect. One less person to beat." And then he wins it. I mean, it was unbelievable.
What did you do to
I
him?
believe I said that, but like,
What did you
What
do
did
to
you
him?
do to me?
so you know those Oreos that were in the.
That I would not put it past you to do some shit like that, like to sneeze on
You
his
know that if
Oreos.
you put anything chocolate out there, especially in 5th grade, I would have ripped through 40 of them.
You're never gonna get over that fucking. Was it 6th grade? The track.
Sixth grade gym class. Carl witnessed me pass out running half a mile. No, less than. It was
like the warm-up lap.
It was the warm up lap, and we had to sprint it that day.
Have I heard this story before? I think on the podcast.
Maybe.
Oh my
I
God,
passed out,
I feel
though.
so bad. No, I don't.
Of course you don't.
I can beat you in a race right now.
No, you couldn't. I just came from basic training.
Do you think
bro.
you could beat me in a
I'm in
fight?
the
I can kill you in a
I'm in the
race. I'm way faster than you.
I'm in the.
Can we settle this?
I'm 60
I'm in
pounds
the
bigger than you,
best
and I'm
shape
faster than
of
you.
my life.
I'm
Can
in
we
the worst
settle
shape
this?
of my life, and I could still
You gotta
kill
sell
you.
tickets. This is like some.
No.
Can we
just
do an
it
event?
Can we just do it at the end of the episode? Like we race on the road?
Nah, bro, it's rainy out there, bro. I don't want to slip
It
and
is.
fall on my
it
It
face.
is thunderstorming out right now.
Shut the fuck up, Carl.
So, wait, what was it?
Hey, hold on, one thing. We're gonna race, and it's gonna be an event. It could be a.
Why does it have to be event?
we're gonna,
We can just
we
have
gotta
it.
make revenue somehow.
We have to make revenue. This guy, he's not working at Sherwin.
This is like KSI Jake Paul. Like we can't just do this on a whim. 2 weeks from
the
now,
two most unlikable guys from your high school are racing.
We gotta sell. We gotta sell out Wembley Stadium for this shit, bro. Oh my god! You know Jake Paul. Jake Paul threw out the first pitch for the Marlins last night, and he also took batting practice before the game. We can all confidently say that we swing a baseball bat better than Jake Paul.
Yeah, I saw him. I saw that.
It was embarrassing. Like Jake Paul's be like, I came from the streets. The streets, just fucking.
The streets like the
Yeah.
like the 3-story
Yeah.
house. Yeah.
Bro, Jake Paul is the most overprivileged baseball swing I've ever seen. I don't know.
He takes a bite of caviar after this one.
No, man.
No, we're gonna race. I'm so much faster than you. I could kill you in 100 meters.
Okay, but Carl, do you think you could beat me in a fight?
Yes.
No.
Okay,
no,
come on.
No way.
Do you have any idea?
Well, he did just go to basic
Do you
training.
have any idea how much?
Doesn't matter.
Do you have any idea how much WWE I what?
Carl's gonna try to
He's
do
gonna
something
RKO.
RKO. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh my god. But yeah. Oh my god. Fucking man, Beast Week. Oh, so
I don't know if I want to talk about WWE. I got to be real with you.
I'm not gonna talk about Beast Week.
Oh.
I'm not gonna talk about WWE. So
Oh.
Beast Week is the 6th week of basic training, where they get you on a bus to it's a mock deployment. So they bring you out to permanent tents. It's a tent that can
Otherwise
fit.
known as PT.
That was good. It's a tent that can. They're air conditioned tents that can fit 20 people, but there's a cot. There's no pillows. There's bug nets because you should see the fucking bugs of this place. There's like the bugs in Texas do not play games.
As opposed to the ones in Minnesota that are constantly playing
Can I be honest with
chess
you?
and checkers.
Do you guys see my private story the other day? Like
Probably skip through
there
it.
was a hornet in the laundry room of our dormitory, and I put all my stuff in the laundry machine, and I saw it, and I ran out of the room, and then I Venmoed somebody $2 to kill it.
I saw that.
So, but anyway,
It seems
my
like
God.
they didn't train you well enough if you couldn't even handle a
that
hornet.
first
I'm
day,
kinda worried if
Carl
we go
thinks
to
he can
war.
beat me, but then after
If we go to war,
you
you're going
can't
to be
even beat a
like,
hornet.
hey guys, who can I Venmo one of the local village people to come kill a hornet?
bro,
I can't do
the
it.
first day of Beast Week,
He's gonna Venmo someone $2 to kill.
we
the
walked around.
terrorists.
We walked around all day with no clouds in 100-degree heat in our OCPs, and that was the closest I've ever been to dying of heat stroke in my life.
Every time you say FCP, I just think about milk cream pie.
So at BMT, like somebody can just yell hydrate, and then everybody has to repeat hydrate, and they pull out their water bottles and they drink water. Like they take hydration really seriously.
You know
there.
what I heard about the military?
What's
I
that?
heard that you have a buddy to watch you when you piss to make sure if it's yellow, you have to drink more water.
So there actually was there was signs in our bathrooms right next to the urinals with piss charts on them. So like
Really?
no, like every single
You
day.
want it to be clear.
Yeah, you
right?
want it to be clear because that means you're hydrated.
How old are you?
Well, there's a debate. No, there's actually put this as one of the little things. This is
a
a real
chapter.
This is
a Mayo Clinic debate right now. that-
Blake and Karl talk about piss.
No, let's talk about Pete. This is important.
Okay.
I'm
I've already
a-
talked about shit.
I'm getting my degree in communication studies, so I'm well versed in the.
Oh,
the
we're
Pete
all
world.
going to be living in poverty with this inflation.
Oh boy.
Oh God.
Anyway,
I thought the inflation, whatever. Okay, let's not talk about politics.
anyway,
All thoughts and opinions expressed.
P is complex because some doctors say that if your pee is too clear, you're flushing out your electrolytes.
Right.
So it's actually not good for you. But I don't know because I like my cleared. I like my pee to be clear, man.
You like your cleared urethra.
Clear pee, clear voice. For singing and stuff. What the fuck are we talking about?
Oh my god.
I like how you say that, but then you're gonna be like, yes, and then I was on the 47, and
So
I got a 964 with my PLW.
Oh yeah. So
and then the JTL came around the corner and I was like, "That's it, 1023s for all of you."
we also had to do
My
this thing.
MGK came around.
Whenever we were formed up and whenever we had to do accountability, the sergeant would yell, "Accountability, go!" And then we'd all have to yell, "Accountability, go!" And they all gave us a roster number. So if your last name, you would be probably like 43 because you have Z. You probably have like 23 or whatever. I was G05 because they separate they separate the guard and the reserve. So I was G05, and there was this other kid who was G01, and every single time it would get to him, he would say, G01, you sergeant. Like he wouldn't use G01, you sergeant. It was he would never.
I don't get what this. What the voices are.
He would never use any teeth, and I literally just wanted to yell at this dude and be like, "Bro, just you are so annoying. Just say your number normally." You would have to say G0. I literally would say G05 or sergeant. How difficult is that to say? But
so he basically what you're trying to say is he would just do a stupid voice.
Yeah, he would just do a stupid voice, and there was this kid named. We had to do this thing called Taller Tap.
Were you about to say kid named Finger? Better Call Saul, man.
His last name is let's just call him Trainee Young Sheldon. So
that's a great show, by the way.
Trainee Young.
Shut up! Shut the fuck up,
bro. You're like
I don't mind it.
Trainee Young Sheldon. He insists.
Didn't we talk about that on the podcast once with
We've
you?
never talked about it.
I feel like
is it Emily Osmondson who's on that? The blonde gal from Hannah Montana?
Is Emily Osmondson in that? She's not blonde, but the blonde gal from Hannah Montana is Hannah Montana. Emily Osment is Hannah Montana's best friend.
She's blonde in the show. She has a kid.
Oh, yeah.
She has a kid with the younger brother. When he's like 17, she's like 23.
Okay. Miley Cyrus, yeah.
She's super cute in the show.
Emily Osment is?
Yeah.
Well, she was super cute in...
well, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I just need to confirm real quick. I know I started the story about trainee ninja earlier.
Young Sheldon.
So, I know we're not.
Yeah, well, you never called out trainee ninja.
So I need to call out what's ninja's last name?
Blevins.
Trainee Blevins.
Richard Ninja Tyler Blevins.
So here's the thing. This dude. Now here's the thing. When you're in VMT, like you need to find funny guys because they're the ones that keep the morale up, But like this guy.
So you mean you're Tim the Tap Man, is what you're saying?
Fine, trainee Tim the Tap Man. This kid was. Now he was funny and he'd make your day, but like he never knew when to turn it off. It's so this kid, it got
trainee Carl Warner.
It got so bad. It got so bad. And I'm not.
I can just imagine like in the line of duty, someone gets shot. He's like, "Well, that's gonna leave a mark."
That's what he would say, though. That's what he would say. So basically, right, this kid, right. So we do this thing where we would like wipe our bed rails down during dust downs, and we would say wipe. Well, the caller would say wipe bed rails, and then we'd all say wipe bed rail, and then we take our rags and we wipe off. This kid, right, at night, right as lights out would happen, he would go wipe bed rails, and he would take his ball sack and he would wipe it across a random person's bed rail, and like. All right, I'm just setting the scene for you. I'm just setting the scene here.
Why are we talking about pee? All right, my buddy wiped his sack on a bed.
Whenever he would be walking back from the shower, he would never have a towel. He would just walk back to his bed. No, so basically,
did you do that in college?
So
me?
It's a little bit.
Walk naked to my room? No, because there's girls in my building.
This kid, right? I swear to God. So at the end of the fourth week. So it's 9 p.m. The lights out. I go to check I get out of bed really quickly. I go to check to make sure my security door is locked. As one does. This kid, he runs over in one full swoop. He jumps not onto my bed. He jumps. Now keep in mind, this kid is like he's completely naked other than his underwear. He jumps inside of my bed and tucks himself in underneath my sheets. And at this point, No, like
he was naked in Karl's bed.
Yeah,
under
he jumped
sheets,
inside.
He jumped under the sheets.
Yeah, he jumped into the sheets and tucked himself in as if he was going to sleep in my bed. Well, I was not in the bed.
Is snuggling allowed in the Air Force?
Depends if you want to get caught. No, there was so much stupid.
What number is that? Number 1. Rule number 1 is don't get caught.
I think that's a
smuggling with men.
You're actually not allowed to do PDA in uniform unless it's very situational, like unless it's like a big ceremony or like you're holding like a baby's hand or whatever. Like unless it's a small child, you're not allowed to hold hands in uniform.
Unless it's the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, then you're allowed to.
You're not allowed to do
Or Ellen
excessive laughter.
DeGeneres.
So trainee Tim the Tap Man jumps inside my bed, and at this point it's
I thought this is Training Ninja.
yeah, fine, Training Ninja. Fine. So
Is Training okay? So is Training Ninja really skinny?
yes.
Okay, so what are we gonna call him? Is because he's really skinny, but he also let's just call him Training Ninja.
So
He tries to be funny.
Training Ninja. He's in my bed, and at this point I've had it with him. There's been like. I yell at the top of. Keep in mind, everybody's quiet because they just went to because we're supposed to go to bed. The lights are out at the top of my lungs.
What time do you gotta go to bed by?
9 p.m. during.
Damn.
No, you have to also.
You gotta wake up at like 6.
Yeah,
You're pretty tired.
they
at
give
that
you an
time.
opportunity to get 9 hours of sleep every night. It's just your choice if you want to use it or not. But at the top of my lungs, I yell. I want to say this motherfucker's last name so bad.
You have to say Blevins.
I just go. Ninja, get the fuck out of my bed right now! And across everybody in the dormitory. No, it was like at the top of my lungs. The whole dorm, what the fuck? Like our dorm team just looking at me, and like I literally, he just like flies out of my bed like fucking like Wile E. Coyote back to his bed, and I have to go talk to this kid like, bro, you need to calm down. Like you're
Like Taylor Swift.
like. This kid was treating basic military training like a 7th grade baseball team, like locker room. Like,
Did you play baseball in 7th grade?
I did.
You hit like 20 home runs that year, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. But no,
Carl Correa.
then the kid left me alone for like 2 weeks because he was scared I was going to feedback form him. And this is my ultimate story of this podcast. This what I'm about to say. I was Mr. There's this thing at BMT called feedback forms. And
Ooh. I love good feedback.
they give you
What's the number on a feedback form?
I don't know. They give you a textbook.
63.
They give you so in order to protect the trainees and everybody else, they give you access to an anonymous feedback form system where you can fill out a feedback form and you can submit it in a box by yourself, and then people.
So it's like the listening locker.
Yes, literally. Well, but the thing is, like, they take shit really seriously because of like stuff that's happened in the past and whatever. They're just trying to keep it because at BMT, like, you have so many things taken away from you that they want to make sure you're not being abused in any way. So basically, there was this shithead of a kid, like week 1, and we're just gonna call this kid Trainee G Money. Trainee G Money was the worst human being that could have ever been in our flight of basically.
Trainee Dr. Disrespect.
This kid was like, so we were practicing with our M4's trainer weapon. They're not.
Whoa.
So they're blue. So
Damn.
they're
Are those the ones they use
they're fake. So
the 4th Terminator when they're fighting the robots?
I don't know, but so every locker has a blue M4 in it, meaning that it's not real. It cannot be used.
Yeah,
The trigger literally
okay.
doesn't exist, but it's used so we can like take it apart and practice how to put it back together.
Is
So-
that hard?
No, it is right away, but once you do it like 3 times, you can do it in like a minute. But the problem is all the weapons are so old that you like if it was like cleaned and like oiled and lubed, you could probably nice.
You could probably take it to town.
Yeah, you could. Wait, what? Anyway, so he was pointing his trainee G Money was pointing his weapon at people that said that they had that they had PTSD from being barrel swept before, and like. He was just like, he never knew when to shut up whenever we were having like flight meetings.
Was this Trainee Ninja or Trainee Dr. Disrespect?
Trainee Dr. Disrespect.
Okay.
Trainee Dr. Disrespect, who's the same person as Trainee G Money if you're following. So I'm just going to call him Trainee Dr. Disrespect from now on.
All of the characters on this.
Trainee Dr. Disrespect. No, that's what BMT is. It's just a bunch of characters. Okay, so basically, this kid, he was the worst. I do not know how to describe. He was the worst. I had enough of this kid. I gave him like, in my mind, I gave him like a week to improve, and he just didn't. So I took a feedback form. I put it in the little box. Next day, attention in the squadron, because there's an intercom system.
Yeah.
Attention in the
I think we could
squadron.
figure that out.
Attention in the dormitory. Attention in the squadron. Attention in the dormitory. Will Trainee Dr. Disrespect please get all of your stuff and report to CQ, which is like the office where like all the permanent party hang out. And he didn't get kicked out of the Air Force. He just got moved to a different dorm. In the
Well, what did
squadron.
he do that was so bad?
You didn't even call a thing on Trainee Ninja?
No, because I knew that Trainee Ninja was good at heart.
So Trainee Doctor Disrespect was fucking with people even though said they had PTSD.
Yeah.
So wait, what was the thing he said about
What
Barrel?
did Trainee Double D do?
So I forget all.
He got banned and nobody knows why.
So I want to make it very
He
clear.
cheated on his wife.
I want to make it very clear. This kid was such a shithead. Like, I do not take feedback forms lightly. Like, I didn't want to have to do it, but this kid was clearly not going to get better, and he was a cancer. I literally wrote in the feedback form, this kid is a cancer cell to our flight. And, like, the very next day, he got moved to a different dormitory, and we never had to deal with him again, which was amazing. And it was just a lot better in there. So then,
Did he ever send out a letter to you guys like, I have made a severe lapse in judgment?
Yeah, he moved to YouTube Gaming.
So,
YouTube Gaming Clan. Dormitory.
So then I told like 3 people what I did, and then the word spread around, and I became Mr. Feedback Form.
Did anyone give you a feedback form?
No, because I didn't fuck up, but I didn't like I wasn't a shithead.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
So what he was doing? What is the thing that people had PTSD over with the barrel thing?
So like
what was that?
when you're like when you're like pointing a gun at people,
Yeah.
Barrel sweeping means like a barrel's being pointed at your face.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't just that; it was far more stuff. Like he was always just like doing stuff that he wasn't supposed to. He was just making our flight look bad.
Okay.
It was just so annoying. It was like babysitting, honestly. So I was not about to deal with this motherfucker for 6 more weeks. So basically, sorry if you're listening to this, trainee Dr. Disrespect, but I don't regret a single thing.
Do you think trainee Dr. Disrespect is going to sign up? Is going to try to lawsuit against against your dormitory, and then he's going to find out that what he actually did was wrong, and then he's going to back out on the lawsuit?
Bruh, like, so...
Trainee Double D's in school right now, then he's going to become a lawyer. Then he's going to figure out it was you who got him kicked out of the Air Force.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that basically... So... it kind of became the Mr. Feedback Form joke of like, and when anybody said, so we would just be like, "Oh, you forgot to tie your shoes this morning." That's a feedback form, and it's like,
okay.
I would be the guy that'd be like, "Did somebody say feedback form?" And I would be making jokes because like I ripped out the rest of the feedback forms in the back of my binder. Like I would just be like, "Guys, I used all my feedback forms. Can I borrow one of you?"
So this was. Let me just ask. So you had said before this story, you said this is the pinnacle of all stories. Did the climax already happen?
Oh man.
Yeah, the climax happened when Dr. Disrespect got banned.
That's it. Was it that boring?
I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a much better climax. So I told you guys earlier.
Karl always is good for the climax.
The whole
Dr. Dean, you made up.
The whole time during VMT, they tell us hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. We don't want you to pass out at graduation day in front of your family. And what happened was we were on graduation day.
You pull a Jack Dunn.
No, but the person
passed out.
But the person
during the choir concerts.
Oh, duh! Yeah,
the person 3 people to my right did. So basically, they make you carry your water bottle around with you everywhere except when you go to graduation because how are you gonna take it with you to the ceremony? You know. So we're standing there in formation at parade rest, by the way. So not even like the worst position we see, and it's only like 80. It's only like 85 out, so it's not even that bad.
In Texas, right?
Like keep in mind. I'm not going to go into great detail about this, but I'm never going back to Texas in summer. It's terrible. Do not go to Texas in summer. Do not. Like from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., it is 99, 100 degrees every single day. No exceptions.
And you got to wear the fucking long ass uniforms.
Yeah,
and
it's
shit.
awful.
You sweat a lot.
Yes. Oh my God. So, but the thing is, I have a wicked farmer's tan. But
can you show everybody? Take off your shirt. Would you be down?
No.
I have a picture of Karl without a shirt on because he snapped at me. I have abs now.
Do you have abs?
Here, I can find the picture.
Dude, that would be such a good clickbait thing if we're like Karl shows off his new abs.
Basically,
this is this is Sandquist's abs.
Sandquist is yoked now.
So just to
he's looking good.
Just to finish the story for y'all, basically, we were standing there, and our commander of our squadron was giving his final remarks to us before he released us to our families. And suddenly, trainee Zoidberg.
Trainee Zoidberg.
No, trainee Zoidberg. He's standing there at parade rest, and I'm just looking straight forward. He's only 3 people to my right.
Wait, can we give him a trainee Dr. Lupa?
No, because this dude actually looked like Zoidberg.
He was a fucking alien.
Yes. So basically, this guy, at parade rest, your hands are behind your back.
Uh-huh.
This guy passed out while he was standing up, and he fell straight forward onto cement. He landed on his chin and he broke his jaw in 3 places and during the graduation ceremony.
Oh.
How did he pass out? Because he wasn't hydrated enough?
Yeah, he wasn't hydrated enough, and the sun is
Oh.
beating down. And we're wearing our dress blues, and
Dude.
so the thing is, you're not supposed to obviously break out of formation, but like the guy's just laying there on his face. So like three, you sick fuck. So three.
Nobody's supposed to help him?
No, so three of us from the flight, because just we were closest to him. We broke out of formation just to like roll him onto his back, because there's people there to help, but until they get there, we should at least get him off his face. So we roll him onto his back, we sit him up, and he had a hole the size of a nickel right here in his chin. I will
like
never.
bleeding and stuff?
I couldn't even. I could. Like the rest of the day, like hanging out with my family after getting through 7.5 weeks of basic, I could literally the image was burned into my brain of this hole in his chin.
Kind of like a Harvey Dent.
Yeah, like
situation.
He had to get his mouth sewn shut so his jaw could reform. I just felt.
Did he get to? Did he have to
She's in the hospital. He's like, what was that nickname you had for me? Zoidberg.
No, but this motherfucker, Trainee Zoidberg. I don't care. No, here's the thing. Karma's a bitch. Karma's a bitch. Okay, I'm not saying he deserved that.
Whoa,
but 2 nights before,
dude.
So he's in laundry crew, right? He's in laundry crew, which is the people, self-explanatory. So laundry crew.
What do they do?
What they do is they.
Can you say it in the Zoidberg voice if he has any lines?
For the longest time, I thought Zoidberg had the voice of Dahi Denogla in the actual show. But anyway,
Night.
You do it then.
Well, I don't know what he said.
Anyway, so we were talking shit about laundry crew low key because they were doing a bad job with our stuff. So they pull up with their big bags of clean clothes and dry, and typically they just throw the clean clothes on the closest beds to the door. Now, granted, my bed is like furthest away from the door. So Trainee Zoidberg, he and his crew, they go all the way down and they dump all of the laundry onto my bed. And I was so pissed.
Why?
Because they thought that I was talking shit about laundry crew.
Did you sign a complaint form about them?
Were you talking shit about laundry crew?
Yes, I was.
So did you deserve it?
No, I didn't.
Why were you talking shit about laundry crew?
Because they I don't. Like it was just like a meme. It was a.
Can you stop punching the table, please?
It was a meme to talk shit about laundry crew, honestly, because it is the worst job.
Is it a situation where? And I love how we've all gotten a good healthy amount of talking in this.
Yeah. Blake Zach comes back after a year and a half of absence of the podcast.
It's like, hey man, college.
Well, the problem is you're always on with Karl.
I know you did some cool stuff. Tell us about Karl's. Like, so there's a 477 with Zoidberg. No, so you go through basic and then you go to AI, or is it just tech school?
So yeah, I think in the Army they call it AIT,
but it's tech school.
It's called tech school, and so basically it's like military college. As soon as you graduate from basic training, they get you on a bus, and depending on what your Air Force job is, they bring you to wherever that job is taught. So for me, it was at the same place as basic training. So I was at the same place I was at this morning. And speaking of which, so you know that Frank Sinatra song? I'm not going to sing it because I don't want to get copyrighted.
Fly Me to the Moon?
No, it's the New York song.
Stop
Yeah. I'm leaving. Yeah. This morning I had my headphones on the bus leaving that place for the last time. It was so satisfying. It was the most satisfying thing in the world listening to that song as I was like looking at the fucking BMT and everything, that god awful place. I'm
never like flossing on
No, bro.
Take that, Zoidberg.
He's like,
no, bro. Zoidberg's still in the hospital with his mouth sewn shut.
Stop slapping the table, but Zoidberg is still in the hospital?
No, he's not. He probably got his jaw unsewn like 4 weeks ago.
That's unfortunate. Does he team up with the Joker?
He's looking for Jim Gordon's family right now.
I'm gonna be hunted down by Trainee Zoidberg.
He's like,
you're gonna be hunted down by Trainee Zoidberg, Trainee Dr. Disrespect.
Trainee Ninja.
He's gonna come into Karl's house and he's like, who is it that you care about the most?
So yeah, so my tech school basically, yeah, it's basically just like college but for the military.
Do you get college credits?
Yeah, I got 13 of them. So
13.
But it's different than what we get. 13 is not as much as what it is to you.
Yeah, so I got 13.
How many credits do you do a semester at St. Thomas?
16.
That's what we do, but it doesn't translate to 16.
I did 18 last. Well, yeah, it's weird. So it just covers a bunch of electives. You know what I mean? It's weird, but
16 is like 14, I think. Because like 16, I think, because he said he's done 18, but like nobody does. I don't know.
So
Who gives a shit?
well, it was
We
really-
do 15.
Yeah, 15 is like the
Falls.
average, I think.
Okay.
we did our graduation.
We usually do 14, 15, or 16.
I've actually been. I told this to you guys off recording, but I've actually been awake for the last 36 hours. I've taken 2 naps.
So
One
you
on-
haven't been awake for
So
the
you
last
haven't been,
36
like-
hours.
Fuck you. I was sorry. I should stop slamming the counter. So I took 1 hour unplanned nap on the plane today, and I also had a 1 hour unplanned nap yesterday in my bed. But other than that, I have been awake since Tuesday morning, and it is Wednesday afternoon.
Did you, on the plane, was it like the most comfortable chair you've sat in?
Yeah, okay, so here's the thing, right? So I was supposed to sit in 27F, like way in the back. But the thing is,
Can't just do something without getting an
so
abbreviation.
the thing is, bro, I roll up to the Delta desk and I'm like, hey, is there a chance I can get upgraded to the I show them my military ID. I'm like, is there a chance I can get upgraded?
You are such a scumbag.
I earned it, bro. I'm not like rolling up to.
You heard it, Delta.
I'm not.
You literally told about so the last podcast, the last thing we talked about are
Well,
you
no,
going to be
but-
the kind of kid who overuses the military
It's
discount
not.
and
It's
everything?
not an overuse. It's a 2.5
Did they give
hour
you
flight.
business class?
Well, it was extra legroom in the emergency row, so I wasn't like asking for like.
Oh, you're just asking for a better seat.
Yeah, I was asking for a better seat, and they gave it to me. And guess what? Nobody was in the seat next to me, in the middle seat or the aisle seat. So I had all 3 seats to
Did you
myself.
sit in the middle
I
and
had-
just like...
No, I had the window, but I put my backpack in the middle. I had all the legroom. I could stretch out as far as I wanted to. I had to tell the flight attendant that I was okay with handling an emergency landing. It was the
They
best.
had the right guy on the job.
I know, right? It was the best flight of my life. I swear to God.
Why did you just do this? Because it wasn't the best
No,
flight of your
no,
life?
no.
It was the best flight of my life.
Delta
I swear.
Airlines, please.
He's saying it doesn't hold a candle to the time I went to Epstein's Island.
Jesus Christ. Now boarding all passengers to Epstein Island.
Yeah. Carl Warner, Ghislaine Maxwell, Bill Clinton, all the people.
There's actually flight attendants. You can be a flight attendant in the Air Force. They taught that.
That would make sense.
They taught that at my they taught that at my tech school. But here's the thing: so if you're an air crew at my tech school, I'm not an air crew. I'm on the ground. But if you're an air crew, you have to do this thing called SEER, which is like search, evasion, like something, and like rescue something. So if you have an air crew job, then you have to go to SEER training after you're done with your tech school. It's like they fly you out to Washington and you have to live in the woods for 2 weeks because if your plane goes down while you're on the job, you need to know how to survive. So guess what? The flight attendants, they have to go do SEER with the fucking all the people that have like
pilots and
yeah. But it's bro. Flight attendants are cool as fuck.
So you're basically Top Gun now.
Oh shit, we don't want to get copyright.
I don't
strike.
think that would get copyrighted.
Danger zone.
No, it would get copyrighted if you were better at singing. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
Do you have
kidding.
any idea how hoarse I am after being awake for 36 hours?
No, it's pretty good.
Oh,
That's
my-
good. That's nice. So what's...
Did you see Maverick yet?
I haven't.
You have to get caught up on all the things you
it,
missed.
it came out while I was in BMT. So
Well,
Can
I
you
know
go
that.
see
That's why I
music?
asked you.
Or can you go see movies?
there
at
was
tech
one.
school?
Yeah, there's a movie theater on base, but it shows one movie at a time, and it's an auditorium from the
Oh.
60s. I saw Thor at the movie theater.
You haven't seen Doctor Strange yet?
No.
Do you get weekends off? from tech
Yeah. So like you can sleep in on weekends however long you want. Except we got remedial training one weekend because I don't really want to talk about it because it is kind of a serious situation, but they punished us one Saturday morning by making the entire squadron get up at 5 a.m. and basically just go through like a day of BMT. They just wasted our Saturday for it
Did
was
something
You're
bad
supposed to have
happen?
off on Saturday?
Yeah, you're supposed to have off, and like I'd say like 15 people really fucked up, but like the squadron was getting lazy, so they decided that they wanted to give us some like They wanted to like remedial training us to get us back to a standard, but it is what it is. Like, but yeah, the weekends are to yourselves. You get dismissed at 4:30. You can go buy whatever you want within reason. Obviously, you can't just have like a poster of like Cardi B up on your wall or whatever. But
You can't buy crystal meth.
unfortunately, not on a United States Air Force base.
Unless trainee Walter White comes in.
Oh yeah, I slept. The guy that I slept next to at BMT, he said the very first thing he was going to do on Town Pass, which is you get to
Tom Pass.
Town Pass.
Town
You get to explore the city of San Antonio on your on the day you graduate. So he said the very first thing he was doing was having his buddy pull out his vape, because he needed his nicotine.
I feel bad for those kind of people that have nicotine addiction.
I don't want to go Andrew
Hey,
Tate on you guys, but
no.
just breathe air.
Okay, wait. First off, let's take like a 15-minute break from military talk,
Okay.
and let's talk about vape addiction. Redoink.
I want to talk about Andrew Tate.
We're not talking about him.
Aw.
I don't.
I don't even want people to.
Andrew takes. I don't want anyone to hear his name because I
Bro,
fucking hate him so
I
much.
don't want anyone to like.
I don't want the algorithms.
To people, I don't want people to be like, "Who is that?" and then Google
look
it up.
I hate that guy.
Here, listen.
He's basically the antagonist of life.
He makes money off of pissing people off, and then 12-year-old insecure boys are
just
like,
to put a 15-second,
right.
just to copy off of what you just said, a 15-second thought. We're not going to talk about him, but like my biggest problem with Andrew Tate is that like there's 9 to like 12-year-old boys that are watching him and they're actually gonna like start thinking that, and then it's just really bad.
Thinking that like women are objects and stuff.
Yeah,
it's bad.
Yeah,
Andrew Tate is not good for young guys, and it's a mess. But nicotine addiction, like I go to a school that's in
I'm getting
a
my
state.
water.
I can't say.
You can say where you go to school.
I go to River Falls, and it's a wonderful school. And we don't have that bad of nicotine stuff there, but like, man, I know you guys have a lot of. Well, yeah, we do. We have a lot of kids that vape. It's just
it was mainly a problem in our high school, I'd say.
It's
a humongous problem.
It's so bad because now those kids wake up in the morning and they're like, "Oh God, like I need my vape right now."
Yeah.
I can't wait any longer. Also, we don't like in 10 years we're gonna be going to like vapors funerals and shit.
It's like
not 10
well,
years.
here's
maybe
the thing.
30.
Our generation doesn't fully understand the consequences of vaping yet because
It's like a cigarette with metal inside of it, dude.
well, no, like we understand the science, but we don't understand like when people are actually going to start like seeing like fatal symptoms of it. Like what if there's some really fucked up type of lung cancer that people get at the age of like 50 or like their late 40s because of it?
Yeah.
What if bleep this out? What if just doesn't live past the age of like 22?
Not to be that guy, but we did talk about this on the last podcast that I recorded a month ago.
Fuck.
Vaping?
No, because there are people on it who literally had to stop the podcast to go take us like a break.
I bet, yeah.
We can be done talking about military stuff. By the way, I know, guys, it's a lot to take in. I'm sorry.
No, it was interesting.
All right.
It was funny. It's funny to have Karl tell a story and then have two people there who don't
know anything.
Yeah, and then but just to like make fun of it. And,
because
like,
the thing is, I've been going through so much culture shock today because this is being recorded the day I got home to Minnesota, and like. I was there on that godforsaken. No, it was actually fine, but like I was there on that heat. I was in that oven for 106 days, and I was living in buildings that were built before my grandparents were born. There's two types.
This should be the open.
There's two.
That's unbelievable.
There's 2 types of basic training dorms at Lackland.
I thought we were done talking about this.
Listen, I'll be done with this in less than a minute.
Right.
There's the new ones which were built in 2011. They call it Disneyland. There's the ones that were built in the 60s, which are called
Disney
Alcatraz.
World.
Bro, which ones do you think I got? If you had to,
Alcatraz.
I got fucking Alcatraz. But like, all right, I'm done. But like,
okay, can I ask you? We have to talk about the fact that in the last podcast with you, I said I might have to use you, Karl, as a topic of my journalism final project.
How did that go?
And then I did use you as my journalism final project. So I basically interviewed Karl, and then I wrote a story.
He interviewed me the day before I left.
Yeah, I did, and they wanted me
sitting in a parking lot in the town that he works in.
Yeah, we had to do like
I just got off my last shift at Sherwin.
Yeah, one of the things we had to do was do the interview, and then they wanted me to write the story, and then they wanted to have the subject read it and then have it be in first person. But obviously, Karl left immediately after we did the interview. So I couldn't do any clarifying questions, but I think Karl like covered pretty much everything. Obviously, Karl is very in details.
It's on a blonde wig.
Yeah, no, but then no. If they said if the person isn't down to do it, then you don't have to.
Was it like a recorded interview?
So yeah, it was a recorded interview, but then I had to write. Get this. One of the things I had to do is I had to type up a transcript of the interview, and it was like 15 minutes long.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But what I did was I just used Google
Voice.
But then it obviously didn't work the entire time, so I had to go back and edit. It didn't take too much longer.
Do y'all's dads use voice search on Google?
My uncle does.
Oh, it's the most annoying thing in the world. Like when it's like 3 words long. Bro, just use your finger. All right, whatever. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, have you guys found out about Grammarly yet? Like Grammarly?
Yeah, I've been using it
Premium?
since sophomore year, bro.
Premium?
He's like, have you heard of Quizlet yet?
Are you guys actually for real? Or are you guys doing the ad that always plays?
No, dude, listen, guys. Grammarly Premium I took 2 summer classes this year.
Okay, this is an ad.
This is not sponsored by Grammarly. Disclaimer.
The fucking
Views expressed
thing
here
pops
are
up
not-
in the lower right corner.
But you know what I do like is Manscaped. Manscaped. You guys been playing Raid Shadow Legends?
Damn, I was about to say that.
What's the one ad that they always have like a celebrity, but it's a cameo?
You know, I drove my car here today. Like, I'm really glad I have Progressive Insurance.
A celebrity cameo?
Yeah,
Like
and it's
cameo
like, this is a game that I love, or Battle Royal Match or whatever. Have you seen those?
Oh, I think maybe.
Damn, Lucas, you smell great. You've been using that Old Spice liquid.
Yeah, dude, liquid deodorant gives me a bad rash, bro. For real.
Liquid deodorant.
Like the liquid, not
gel,
liquid,
gel.
gels.
Yeah.
Like,
I was the one that said liquid.
doesn't
first.
gel deodorant give you a rash?
Well, here's the thing. Nuda said that gel deodorant.
Who's Nuda?
He's a fucking YouTube channel that Karl is probably the #1 fan of.
No, bro, Neat Mike. Neat Mike is #1.
You probably are the #1 Neat Mike fan in the world.
Oh my god, I'm also the president of the Johan Duran fan club. This is the year, by the way.
It's not the year.
No,
This is the year that Rusev wins, I think.
It is Rusev.
Oh,
Oh, you almost got me, motherfucker.
almost got you.
Teddy Roosevelt. No,
That's borderline saying it.
I have to say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Snap back to reality.
Back to
there goes
Grammarly, for real.
Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes Grammarly.
There
Oh
goes-
shit.
Nice,
Okay.
that was sick. I had
That was a good one.
like 15-ish page papers to write this summer, and if you use the Grammarly, like the premium one,
Yeah.
and you copy and paste your paper in there, the suggestions are almost all perfect. Like, you have to read through and fix some stuff that doesn't make sense, but you can like press it fixes all your grammar and like reword stuff automatically. It's unbelievable.
How much does it cost?
Grammarly is
A
so
lot.
clutch.
You want to know for real?
Yeah.
$30 a month.
Hello!
Yeah, I know.
No.
Yeah.
Anyways,
That was a bit weird. After I
shit, bro, I gotta go buy a TV after this.
cry about it.
Oh man.
You know who's gonna be really good this year?
Who?
Vikings.
I think so.
Yeah.
Do you ever?
I hope not.
do you ever-
I made a bet that if
I bet Bailey $20 that they would finish ahead of the Packers.
and if they finish ahead of the Packers, he's not going to pay you the money. You're an idiot.
Well,
No,
I'm
he's
not
not.
gonna pay him the money.
Okay,
So
good.
it's
He
useless,
was like, pay up this time. Like, all right.
Where is he going to school?
Bemidji, he got the golf scholarship.
Oh, that's sweet. I
Yeah.
like that guy. He's
What was it?
nice.
What was I talking about before you interrupted me?
Vikings.
Yeah, I made a bet with someone that I made a bet with pretty much everyone that if the Vikings win the Super Bowl and the Twins win the fucking World Series and the Timberwolves win the NBA championship, then I have to suck a cock to completion if they win them all in the same year. This year.
What the fuck? That was
Because
so
I know I was so confident that they're not going to do it that I'm saying it.
That was the most out of pocket thing. I swear.
I like your use of physical comedy.
I like that cringe joke you just made.
Carl Cringe Warner back in Minnesota, and you know I ain't playing around.
You know he's going to be cringe.
The one thing I do have to say is Carl's jawline looks spectacular. since
I
he's back.
know.
All right, why did you say it? Now it's going to go to his
Every
head.
single day, I swear to God, I look in the mirror and my head's big enough, bro. I got my dad's head. I've got a fucking melon head. People,
You got your dad's head?
Tell your
That's kind of
tell
weird.
your dad his head is wonderful.
I'm gonna play the rock, like the Vine thud.
Can you make this section called Carl's dad's head?
Yeah.
This is
No,
what-
Carl's dad gives good
absolutely
head.
not. Absolutely not.
Story time.
Do you ever go to that chicken finger establishment in your town? That's a locally owned chicken finger establishment.
What do you mean?
What the fuck are you talking about?
You bleep it.
Oh, bro, I live in. Fuck.
Oh shit! Did you work in?
Yeah.
You ever go to?
Yeah,
Dude, that place
I've never
gives
been there.
me.
bro.
Dude, don't go.
Remember.
Don't
All right, cut back in right now.
All right, my bad.
That wasn't your fault, but
I wanted to go to that town that you work in today, so I could go up to the cliff or the bluff.
The
you
bluff
know?
is awesome.
I watched fireworks from there last year by myself.
I got in big trouble at that bluff this past year.
What do you do?
I called well, she's gonna watch this. New viewer, my girlfriend Lane. She's from Anoka.
New viewer
Well, a
saying
town.
she's not loyal to the pod.
I don't know if she's ever watched the podcast before, but
That is perfectly fine to me because I've never heard of this.
you
person
are the
until
Joe
now.
Rogan of the Midwest, though. But we were walking up the bluff, and I was like, got mad at her or something, and I didn't know you're not supposed to call a girl a brat. So I called her a brat, and that was really bad. And then we got in a huge fight.
If you say it jokingly, I think it's fine.
It's funny then. It's funny.
There's a time.
So sorry about that.
There's a time.
I apologize.
There's a time and place for everything.
There's a time, and that's exactly it. And Karl and I, like Karl has a really bad big mouth,
Yeah.
and the reason Karl and I are such good buddies is because I share like 2% of that.
Yeah.
So
Carl's
I
a
give
terrible
myself
person, and you're 2% of a terrible person.
Yeah, I have a little bit of evil in me, and Karl has a lot of evil. You trying to make all the women that are watching this just
Turn off the video.
Yeah.
They turned off the video as soon as you started talking about like, oh yeah, so we had the 693, and then like, no, just
Can
kidding.
you stop looking at the camera now? Jeez.
Carl's just frozen in time.
Okay.
I should just take this part of the screen that Karl was on and leave him frozen the rest of the episode.
Do you guys? This is one thing we've been talking about a lot with my friends at school and stuff. What's better, Chick-fil-A or Cane's?
Canes.
Canes.
Dude.
Listen, it's just the experience of
Well, yeah, no.
opening that box and just seeing that.
The sauce.
Canes overall.
I'm sorry, but I need to say this. The very first place I told my parents to go after I graduated from BMT was Canes. We went straight to Canes.
You're making me hungry.
Why the fuck?
What is wrong with you?
A lot.
So basically, I'd say that the Canes chicken is not as good as the Chick-fil-A chicken, but overall,
It's not even compared. The Cane's chicken is pretty mid.
Yeah. Well, it is pretty good.
Their
but
sauce is magical.
the sauce and the bread and the fries are all pretty good.
Shit, bro, it's almost 4.
Yeah, we actually gotta go
we
soon.
gotta go
My
soon.
mom is trying to work down here. I think
Thank
she's been up in my room doing
you,
work.
Sherry.
Thank you, Sherry, for supporting the Midwest Joe Rogan.
Yes.
To clarify, you say that because I'm the number one podcaster. In
No,
the
we say that
Midwest.
because you're an anti-vaxxer.
Okay.
He's
Just to
a
clarify.
huge anti-vaxxer.
I love my ivermectin.
Huge. Loves ivermectin.
Yeah.
You
I also don't think I'm the number one
you also-
podcaster in the Midwest.
you
That was
al-
a complete obvious joke.
You also love that Viagra.
What? Does Joe Rogan take Viagra?
He does.
I don't fucking know.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
A
Who's
lot.
defaming Joe Rogan?
There was like an athlete on ESPN while you were gone that said that athletes in like the 80s used to take Viagra to get hyped up before a game.
Nah, bro. The Joe Rogan memes on TikTok are my favorite thing. I
Oh,
swear.
Christ.
Just like wait. What is it? What do women not understand about men? And what is it?
Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger.
They just take one side of the interview and then interrupt it.
Did you hear that? I mean, I know we're going over controversial stuff. Did you hear Lukas was actually the guy who created the petition to get Dave Chappelle banned from the First Avenue? He was out there like, not today.
Dave Chappelle. It triggers me.
What did he actually do to get? Why did he actually get in trouble for it?
He said some comments that were perceived as transphobic.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen those, but is that what people were complaining about him?
That's apparently his set contains some offensive material, but he is a stand-up comedian, so I'm not super sure of that one.
Well, the thing with that is that I feel like, not that I agree with what Dave Chappelle
Making
says all the
comments
time.
that are mean, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Sure.
Dave Chappelle, I've always seen as a little bitchy in certain situations, but he is funny. I think he's funny, but what I will say is that the people that are complaining about him, I feel like aren't the people that watch or
Yeah, they haven't
enjoy
even
his comedy.
watched a Dave Chappelle special. And also, too, it's like, I don't know. I did one comedy special I watched that was really good was Bill Burr at Red Rocks.
Bill Burr is really funny.
Okay, yeah. Some people
Red
really
Rocks.
hate him.
Is that where they did the South Park thing too a couple days ago?
I think so. My parents were at a concert there this past weekend.
I
Rocks is cool.
gotta see that venue. I gotta see
Red Rocks?
Yeah,
Let's go. November.
bro. September 25th. September 25th.
Is that when we're going to the...
Wait, what concert did your parents see?
They saw... Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. Sorry, Mom. They saw Thomas Rhett there.
Oh, okay.
Hey, what's wrong with Thomas Rhett, bro?
I don't love Thomas Rhett. He's good. But...
Bro, you want to know something funny? Was that a week ago, the Twins got blown out by the Blue Jays really, really bad in like the 7th inning, but nobody could leave early because they were there for a fucking...
Okay, my mom just
Colson,
texted me and said, will I be able to come down for my 3:30 meeting? And it's 3:28.
Oh, gosh.
Okay,
So,
so wrap it up.
Just to quickly wrap up, guys.
Play American Soldier by Toby Keith.
Hey, just genuinely, if you have ever thought about, joining the Air Force, after going through everything that I've just went through, I would 100% recommend it. Like, please, if you have any questions, reach out to me. You know how to find me, and I will 100% ask all your questions, and I will be more serious than I will ever be at this table. But for realsies, like, please reach out if you have any.
Sorry, Toby Keith.
All right. Wait. Come on. What rank are you right now?
E2. I'm an airman.
Yeah. Airman, I appreciate your service.
Thank you for your service, my friend. We do appreciate it.
Have you seen the image of the guy who's at like Walmart wearing the uniform, and there's a guy just behind him doing this, and it's just like a Snapchat caption? Nah, the dick eating crazy, bro. That's what Karl is gonna be like.